When you have a number that gets too much exposition in it, you don't ingratiate, you don't grab them because you're also grabbing in what does the set look like? What does it do? What is the sound of the show? What is the style of the score? All these things to be adjusted to and define the world in those other things that aren't just the story.
And if you're going to have a successful musical, it has to make an emotional connection, an emotional impact right from the beginning. So don't try to do too much with plot. Don't forget that we have to go vertical. We have to deal with that vertical dimension of emotion, connection. And that's going to be what really determines a lot of success is whether you make that emotional connection to someone's heart and keep that right at the forefront, right at the beginning of the opening.
Actually, Lehman Engel used to say the first number and probably the first number for your main character are handshakes at a cocktail party. When somebody says something to you, you want to stay with them. Or somebody says something so off the wall and interesting that you want to stay with them.
Mm.
It's something that grabs you. This is a group of people who get together once a week. And for them to be so beautifully rehearsed in choral, I think is against who the characters are. I think maybe a simple unison with one taking over a line here and there and stuff like that. Let them be individual and sincere. They're not united. They're only united by being there, but they should be very different people. Paint them very differently. Give them separate voices. Give them separate points of view. Why the fuck did that guy die? Let there be anger. Let us find a lot of variety there. I just don't want it to be the same story for every person.
And then you go to this chorus and you change into a major key and you lose steam. I think you lose steam lyrically because you're talking about, I don't have it right up in front of me, but I love some of the lyrics. Pull me inside before I freeze, give me shelter. But then you talk about closing the dryer, I'll help when I'm ready. And you're losing the angst of it all, not only lyrically, but musically by going to major. And it just, so you set up this whole big thing and then it loses steam.
Emile de Beck has an oblique I Want song in the first scene of South Pacific. He's met Nellie Forbush the night before, and he sings Some Enchanted Evening. And he doesn't say her name or you. He says, but some enchanted evening, you may meet a stranger. You may meet a stranger across the crowded room, which is what I did with you last night. And it is an undeclared love song. But it's an I Want song, and it's very strong in its passion and simplicity.
For within the first 15 minutes, we have to know what the world is, what breaks that world, and the I Want song identifies who the protagonist is, whose journey that we're on, who we're feeling something for. We want to root for them.
And to me, this opening number as it is now, where everybody is pretty much on the same journey, exact journey, I don't think it gets me ready for the fun that's going to happen in this show. And I also think it's a very predictable way to deal with grief. I'd like you to find something more imaginative and entertaining to get us into it. In a good book musical, the energy of the last speech is the same energy that begins the song as you get into singing. You know that they match up, and we don't see the seam. But this was a huge jump upward, and that makes it feel actually fake, hyped up.